How's it going, guys? It's Leo here, and welcome to another video. Let's just hop right into it. I've been away for a little over a month, and I'll explain a little more at the end, but I want to hop into a short video on a piece of gear I think every guitar player and home recording and even any recording studio should have, and that is a DI box. So what is a DI box? DI stands for direct input, and box is, it's a box. So it's a direct input box. Why is this so important, and what is it really? Well, it's not the same as your audio interface. The audio interface has way more inputs than a DI box, and a DI box does something much more different than a audio interface. For example, I use my audio interface to track drums. It's got plenty of inputs, and all I do is take my microphone, I put a cable up to it, I plug it into my interface, and I don't have to do anything else. With the direct box, it's similar, but it has another function that separates it. So DI boxes are primarily used for guitars, bass, and vocals, I would think. But I know them for guitar and bass. Send me the DI tracks you might have heard before. That just means the direct input tracks. This is my direct box. This is the Samson MDA1 active direct box. It's got one input. There are models that come with more than one input. So you might be thinking, well that's stupid. Why not just get an audio interface? Well, let me tell you why. If you're recording guitars and bass, it's good to have a backup. If you're recording live guitars, you want a backup. I do record live amps, so what I do is I use my DI box and my interface at the same time. So this is a question I had when I was learning about DI boxes, is how do you set it up? So let's run down this direct box first. Really quick, this is an active direct box. Now there's active and passive. If you're doing primarily guitars, get an active box because most likely you have passive pickups in your guitar, and if you match a passive with a passive, it's not going to be a very strong signal. Whereas you have a passive and an active with extra phantom power, you're going to get a better signal. I use it for bass as well, and my bass has active pickups, and honestly it comes out fine. That is one of the key features in here, is the minus 15 decibel switch, as well as the ground and lift switch to eliminate more of that hum. We have the input, the through, it can run on 9 volts, and our balanced output. It's a very simple device, but it can save you in the long run. So how do you work it? First, you take your guitar cable and you put it into the input here. This is going to be your guitar into the input. Now, if you leave it by itself, it functions as if you have an audio interface where it is just recording the clean signal. You also need a speaker cable, a balanced speaker XLR cable, to go from here into your interface. If it's active, you need to activate the phantom power on your interface, or you can run it off the 9 volt, which is really good. So if you have it set up like that, where your guitar is into the input and the output is into the interface, it functions as a regular interface. But honestly, that's not what you should buy this for. If you're just gonna do that, just get an interface. The real thing here is the through input. So if you're recording live guitars, like I am, this is very beneficial. So what you do is you take your guitar cable, you plug it into the through input, and you plug the other end of that cable into your amplifier. And if you have mics set up, you plug them into the audio interface. So that way you're getting the interface and the microphones that you have set up, as well as the clean guitar signal. And you can have as many mics going as you need, and you'll still have that clean guitar signal in case you want to reamp or throw a plug-in over your direct signal. So is it really worth it, and how much do these things cost? So this Samson MDA1 was like 35 bucks on Sweetwater, and there are quote-unquote better models out there, the Countryman stuff. The Radial J48 is like the most popular, but those are in like the $200 range. And those pieces of gear are obviously going to last you a lifetime if you don't have that kind of money to spend on a one input direct box, I would honestly go with the Samson. It does what it's supposed to do, and I haven't had any issues with it. I'm not sponsored by them, but I just think that this is a great product for the price. Why you need it? Simply as a backup tool. It's also another tool to have. So, for example, if you're doing a band that's recording live amps and you have no direct box, and say that they don't really like the sound of the amps, and they're gonna have to re-record the entire thing. So you have to scratch those tracks and re-record the entire thing. Especially if you're sending it to someone to mix and they don't like it, you're kind of screwed. Whereas if you have the direct box, you can send the direct signal, keep the performance that was originally done, and they can reamp or throw a plug-in on top of that signal, so that saves you in the long run. I've been using it quite a bit to get my guitar tones now that I've got some extra time, obviously. Well, not really, I'm going to explain that a little more, but this piece of gear has definitely improved my guitar recording techniques, and listening back to some of my older stuff, I really wish I knew what this did before, and I really wish I had one. All in all, I think you should get a direct box because of the just stress it'll save you in the long run, and it's good to have anyway, and it works as a little portable interface as well when you think about it. So, I've been away for a little bit over a month. Not that many people freaking care, but whatever. That's besides the point. The reason I haven't been uploading in a month is just two things, really. Well, I got a new job. I'm coaching soccer again. I started coaching when I was 17 in high school and stopped when I got to college. And now I am coaching essentially full-time, not full-time hours, but 7 days a week for a few hours a day. And on top of that, I do have another job and I do go to school. So that is primarily why I have not been uploading. Ever since I got that job, I've just been everywhere. I'm driving all around the state, practices every single day, games on the weekends, and it's just been a pretty tight schedule to make a full video and edit it and not have it come out like complete crap. The second reason is I kind of had to take a little bit of a look at myself as a channel and realize that there's some things I definitely need to change about the way I produce content. Ever since my last big video, which, not the Zynaptic video, the how to get a modern metal kick, got a lot of feedback on that, and that made me realize, you know what, maybe I should just do a little bit more fine-tuning with my techniques and then come back to it a little bit. On top of that, I have been doing a side project. It's been taking up all my studio space. I've been doing live drums, live amps, bass, and I'm doing vocals now on top of mixing and mastering them. And I'm also doing a bit of a lo-fi project that I will be releasing soon under my name. And I think it actually is pretty cool. It's pretty chill. I like lo-fi, and I just wanted to mess around with it. So, that is why I've been away for quite a while. But I'll be trying to put as many videos out as I can. It's probably not going to be that same every weekend schedule, but I'll try to do a video when I can. So, if you want to support the channel, you can go down to the link in the description, listen to my music, buy some merch, or go to herosoapcompany.com and use promo code LEO at checkout to get 10% off your first order. You can also check out the Leave It With Leo podcast, a new episode every Monday, link in the description. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please consider subscribing, like the video, share the video, and comment your thoughts on the Samson MDA1 and direct boxes in general. My name is Leo, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.